There you go. Hello, 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 and welcome to the Gym Pack Zone, where we celebrate tonight's Bound for Glory event. This was a very fun pay-per-view. I enjoyed myself from beginning to end. There were some road bumps. There were some surprises. There was some meat slapping around. I loved it. I can't wait to share it with you guys. I'm joined by Chad Big Bad Johnson, my main man. Chad, before we get into the details, once again, I got to ask, what did you think of the show?
I absolutely love the show. As you said, there were a few hiccups, which we will discuss when we go through. But overall, man, I absolutely loved it.
I'm happy to hear that.
Loved it.
I'm happy to hear that. Before we get into the main show, let's go over the pre-show where we had Brian Myers, who issued an open challenge for the Digital Media Championship. Yep. He was met by Dirty Dango. I think we were just talking about him a little while ago in some chat. I'm very happy to see Dirty Dango, formerly known as Fandango, in WWE, pop up on television in a place that isn't NWA. He didn't get the win. He did lose to Brian Myers, but the reality is this was a fun match. It was nice to see Brian Myers get another win. I was expecting something a little bit different, but hey, another notch in the belt for the Digital Media Champion. What did you think of the match? What did you think of Dirty Dango returning?
Okay, so I actually only seen like moments of this match. I didn't get to see the full match because I was unaware it was, pre-show. However, I was super excited to see Dango. I'm a Dango fan. As you said, we've talked about it recently, and I knew in my heart he was coming to Impact, so I'm super duper excited. But great win for Brian Myers. He needs to keep winning for as long as he can.
I want him to have the inverse of his WWE losing
That's streak. Exactly what I was going to say.
I want him to win everything.
Everything as long as he can. Yeah,
absolutely. This match was followed by a Hall of Fame induction, in my opinion, long overdue. Raven inducted into the Impact Hall of Fame. This is a man who won the NWA Championship, I think, on at least one occasion, if not two. I want to say two occasions with Impact Wrestling. He was integral to the early days of TNA. He has many memorable rivalries, and even beyond his tenure in Impact, his time in wrestling should be celebrated. ECW, a legend of the ECW era. I think he won 27 hardcore championships in WWE, right?
It sounds accurate. I'm going with it. He was definitely champion most times I've watched it.
So happy to see Raven get the induction, inducted by his longtime friend / rival, Tommy Dreamer. Raven's speech was short, sweet, but it ended with a bang where he hits a DDT on his old rival, ending their 28-year rivalry. Very happy to see Raven get the induction. What did you think, Chad?
Absolutely. I feel the same. I think he was actually one of the most underrated talents in that whole hardcore era.
I absolutely agree. He
had like phenomenal matches on such a small scale.
Yeah.
So with that being said, again, this is a seasoned vet who's been around for more than 20 years. Absolutely have to get him on in the Hall of Fame. It was perfect. Who better to give an award than Tommy Dreamer? I mean,
exactly.
Shout out to Yonkers.
Let's see. Let's not speak crazy stuff. But, sorry, Yonkers. I don't have anything against you. I don't know if I got to celebrate you.
No, you don't like Cross County?
All right, I do. All right, we can get bogged down with this, but we have to get on to the main show where the show opened up with a hell of an X Division title match between Speedball Mike Bailey and Frankie Kazarian of AEW, although a TNA Impact legend in his own right. Now, Chad, what did you think of the match? We're going to get into the details in a second. I love this match. There was a little bit of history here because this would have, if Mike Bailey would have successfully defended, he would have tied the record for most defenses of the X Division Championship. But still a great match. What did you think?
Okay. first things first, no disrespect, because I do love Frankie Kazarian. I do.
There's a butt coming. I'm ready for it.
The guy is a little older.
But he can go. He can go.
He can absolutely go. But I just felt like, if I'm not mistaken, this is like his 5th or 6th reign with the X Division. No,
I believe this was his 5th reign with the title.
Okay. All I know is when I hear his name, he's almost synonymous with this championship.
Absolutely.
So I really expected Speedball to win, and damn, I'm so high on Mike Bailey. I cannot understand where this came from. But besides that, this match fucking rocked.
Didn't it?
Oh my
Didn't it?
God, what a banger to open the show with besides the pre-show. This was amazing. The pacing, the moves, the action, the tension, everything. Speedball should have been in the fucking call your shot shit later on, because I just love seeing this guy. He is phenomenal. I can't wait to see what he does. Good win for Frankie, even though it's his 20th. It's fine. He's great. It doesn't matter. I'm just talking shit. He's great. Let him have his flowers.
Absolutely. And to get into the weeds of the match, there were, in my opinion, so many spots that could have actually ended the match. We had a flux capacitor from Kazarian off the top rope. That was such a great match. We saw the first ever kick out of the Ultimo Weapon, which I don't know if you're familiar with that move, Chad, but I love that move. It's when Bailey does the flip off the top rope and his knees land into the sides of his opponent.
Yes, that
first ever kick out
is amazing. Speedball is he's amazing. He's really good.
I think Speedball is, for those who are unaware, Mike Bailey, Speedball, was unable to wrestle in the United States for years due to some visa issues, some problems that happened, and he is more than making up for mistiming. So I'm so happy to see that he's killing it in Impact. I hope he brings eyes to the show. If not, I hope he brings eyes wherever he does go eventually. But the match ends with a beautiful counter of the Ultimo Weapon into a cutter that would make Randy Orton jealous. And
very jealous.
And then tapping him out with a cross-face chicken wing. This was an excellent match, a great way to get people excited. We had so much going on. I thought this was excellent.
I completely agree, 100%. This was a great match. Like I said, I kind of wish we had a different result, but all in all, I really can't complain because the match was so good that it made me never mind the whole shit.
I completely agree. And hey, the reality is this isn't going to be a long reign. Kazarian has responsibilities elsewhere. He's got a job for AEW.
Right.
So, before he starts putting over everybody in AEW, he's going to lose that title. And I think he's going to lose it back to Bailey. Time will tell.
Indeed.
Moving on, we had a knockout match. This was part of the last rodeo, boys and girls, yeehaw, where Mickie James is defending her career against the entire Knockouts division on her way to hopefully reclaiming the Knockouts title. And if she doesn't win, if she loses any of these matches, she retires. She defended her career tonight against Mia Yim, the head bitch in charge, the HBIC. I felt wrong to say bitch. I'm just going to stick with the letters, Chad. I'm sorry. But we're allies here. This was a fun match between the two. Mia Yim looking strong after a nice win over Giselle Shaw last night on Impact. I love Mickie James. I'm never going to root for her to do anything but be covered in gold. And I want this last rodeo to be treated with the respect it deserves. And matches like this are showing why it should be. The match ends with a Mick DDT or a Mick DT. What did you think of it?
Okay, so I am too old to pretend that I don't fear for my life every time I see Mickie James in the ring now, since she said this shit is the last rodeo. I am fucking petrified, James. I do
not blame you.
I know she's going to win, but there's always just that chance that she cannot. Mia Yim is a formidable enemy. She actually made me see what WWE missed, because I almost really forgot how good Mia Yim was. Like I caught the flashbacks of Jade, and then I was like, oh shit, yeah, it's the HBIC. Like, this match was really fun for me. I love Mickie James. I need her to continue winning. That's not going to look well if she's going against Jordynne Grace later. However, let her ride until she can't ride anymore. I love her.
I completely agree. Nice little bit of history between these two. Announcer Tom Hannafin told the story of Mia Yim traveling to Virginia at the age of 18 to train at the same school as Mickie James. I thought this was a nice way to build a connection between the two. They clearly have a history. They've wrestled the Indies before, a very early match in Mia Yim's career, and I'm sure it was Mia's honor to have this match and to put Mickie over tonight. Moving on, we had another knockouts match, because this is Impact and we treat women with respect here, just like we do at the Mark It Down podcast, even though we don't have any women on the show. We had Death Dolls, Jessica with a CK, teaming with Taya Valkyrie with their corner person, Rosemary, taking on Vixed of Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green, the champions. This was a nice match. You know, I'll be honest, I didn't really, it wasn't bad. I liked it. It wasn't entirely memorable to me, but I will say it was nonstop action. I don't think it ever let up. And I'm a little conflicted about the finish, but before I get into it, what did you think, Chad?
So I feel the same about you. I was a tad conflicted about the finish. I don't know why. I don't have any ties to either team, but I just felt like Vix was going to win, which is fine that they didn't. That's fine. I still love seeing Deonna Purrazzo in gold, so you know we can talk about that later. But yeah, the match itself was good. It seemed to be I think they were very wise in the choice of the sequence and putting it where it was, because it was, as you said, not the most memorable match, but it was also in a spot where it was fine to be. So with that being said, I granted it grace. I enjoyed it for what it was. I'm not fond of Jessica as much as I would like to be. So I wish I saw Taya and Rosemary. However, with that being said, I still like the match enough, so it's fine.
No, absolutely. I'm conflicted on the winners being the Death Dolls, simply because I think Deonna and Chelsea have more star power. Don't get me wrong, that's not a knock on Taya, who is a veteran in her own right, and we all love Rosemary. But and honestly, nothing against Jessica. It's just I feel the story was so centered going in, like leading up to this event for the last few weeks, about their cohesion. Can they do it? Are they suited for this? Mm-hmm. And the story was never about the champions. It was about the challengers. And I think it would have been a better story to have them lose this first title match, but show that have Jessica prove to Rosemary she belongs in this unit, that they are a trio that is here to stay.
Agreed.
Either way, I'm very happy for the new champions. Nothing but the best for the Death Dolls. And I'm excited to see what is going to happen with Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo moving forward. Deonna is a main event talent no matter what happens. I know her contract is supposedly up soon. And Chelsea Green feels like it's only a matter of time before she's on a collision course with Mickie James, but we'll see. I don't predict things. I talk a lot. It doesn't matter. Come on. We had another tag team title match, this time on the men's side. The Motor City Machine Guns, the challengers, taking on OGK, the original Kingdom, Matt Taven, that is his name, and Mike Bennett, accompanied by his lovely wife, Maria Kanellis. I enjoyed this match a lot, Chad. I think it's impossible for the Motor City Machine Guns to have a bad match. I think they are quite possibly one of the best tag teams in the world at any moment. And OGK are very capable. They're very capable. And I'm saying that as a Matt Taven fan who cringed so hard when he messed up and he botched such a basic dive kick out of the ring. Did you see that?
I wrote that down. I wrote that down. That botch was a little meh. but it's it's okay. It's fine. Now, as for the match besides that, this match was fucking epic to me.
Absolutely.
This is I think my second time seeing the Motor City Machine Guns.
Wow.
Those
really?
guys can fucking go, James.
Wow.
I watched when the last time I came to the Gym Pack Zone was I think the first match. So this was like the second match of me ever seeing them, and they're fucking great. I wanted them to win, and I absolutely love the Kingdom, but damn, they're good. Like they're really, really good.
Absolutely. They've been killing it no matter what company they're in. We saw them in AEW a couple months back. Your Ring of Honor legends, Impact legends. The commentary put over the fact that both the Kingdom and the Machine Guns, or OGK and the Machine Guns, have won the tag titles in Ring of Honor, in New Japan, in Impact. There's only they mentioned only one other team that's ever done it, but I'll be honest, I don't care. We don't got to talk about them. The finish of the match came when Bennett accidentally rocked his wife, Maria, with a super kick, and Taven took advantage of the distraction with a roll-up and still used the ropes, too. He is such a shitbag in all the best ways. I genuinely think this might have been one of the best matches on the card, if not the best match on the card. Excellent tag team work. I know I undersold it with the OGK before, but they really did live up here. They did great. They carried their weight, and they were worthy opponents and worthy champions taking on the Motor City Machine Guns. And Honor No More gets their first big win of the night.
They're fucking dirtbags.
Oh, you can say that again.
But I love it. I'm here for it.
So now we have the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match. Guys, this is going to be exhausting to cover, but I will do my best. So the rules of the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match are as follows. It is a Royal Rumble setup where two people, got to specify people here, two competitors start the match, and during intervals of time, a new competitor will join. You throw your opponent over the top rope until you get to the final two competitors, in which they will now have a singles match, which you win by pinfall or submission. I love the concept. I really do. I think it really, it's a nice take on the Royal Rumble. I think it makes it makes the final two feel more important, even if it does take away some of the suspense because you have to do a pin and not a throw over. But this match delivered in a lot of ways. We had some nice surprises, some nice returns, a debut, and we had some nice story development. First two men were Eric Young and the man I have been waiting for. I've been saying his name, Joe Hendry. Chad, I have been super high on Joe Hendry finally debuting for Impact. I know you haven't been in the Gym Pack Zone in a while, but he has been having these hilarious backstage vignettes that have been hyping his debut. It is utterly ridiculous. It is silly. It is stupid, and it is amazing. We followed up with Steve Macklin, and then Rich Swann, PCO, Savannah Evans, our first knockout of the match. I love that they have the men and the women going for it at the same time. Johnny Swinger, Tasha Steeles, Killer Kelly, Moose, Sami Callihan, a returning Taylor Wilde, Giselle Shaw, a returning Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer, a returning Rhino. You see how this return was a little more exciting for me? Bhupinder Gujar, Heath, Bobby Fish, and a returning Matt Cardona. Now, before we get into the match, I got to share this with the Mark It Down audience. I bumped into Matt Cardona yesterday. I bumped into Matt Cardona and Brian Myers at New York Comic Con. They were very busy. I told them that I loved what they're doing in Impact. And hey, me saying that, it brought Cardona back. So you guys are welcome. That indie wrestling's best heel is back in Impact Wrestling. That's on me. You're welcome, guys. I'm not going to get into all the eliminations. It's hard to track. You guys don't care, but this was a good match. It was very interesting to see some of the highlights being Violent by Design's Diener coming in, helping Eric Young throw out Sami Callihan. Callahan's been in a feud with Moose and Steve Macklin, so it seems like we're transitioning him to a new feud. We had PCO and Savannah Evans just going at it, which was just so cool, her countering the chokeslam spot. Usually you see that with like Undertaker and Kane in WWE, but here Savannah proved that she is the monster of the Knockouts division. We had Tasha Steelz and Killer Kelly getting involved once again. We had an ECW reunion with Dreamer, Rhino, Bully Ray, and obviously ECW original Matt Cardona. It's the winner of the match, Bully Ray. I don't get it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was not who I would have gone with. I'll let you go, Chad, and we'll talk about it. But what did you think of the match? What did you think of the finish?
Okay, so this was my first time seeing this Call Your Shot match ever. I think the concept is super unique. And then the match at the end of the match is creative as fuck. I'll just say that.
I agree.
Also, I like the fact that it's still also kind of a Money in the Bank as well as a Royal Rumble, where you get to challenge for any belt at any time. I think this is fucking smart. It's almost genius. If we didn't get the winner, who won. That being said, the match was so good. I actually wrote them down because I went for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I went for 6 different people during the whole fucking match.
All right, Jerry the King Waller. Everybody's your favorite for the match. I love it.
Because I wanted everyone to win but the person who won. And as people started dwindling down, I was hoping and praying that somebody would win other than him. My first pick was Eric Young. I love Eric Young.
Okay.
I don't know where everyone is with him, but I think he's super talented. Like, his potential is otherworldly. I think he should be at the top of the card forever.
I agree.
I mean, just him and Bobby Roode shit from years back that I watched.
Team Canada, baby.
Yeah,
Team Canada.
Before they came over to WWE was enough to sell me on him. I don't know if I'm in the minority or majority. I fucking love PCO.
You're in the majority. PCO is a fan favorite, buddy.
I fucking love this guy. This guy looks like he's 60 years old on his last leg, and he's having the time of his fucking life. As you said, him and Savannah, that was a highlight for me because I'm not used to seeing intergender matches anymore where they can actually hit each other. It's been quite a while.
Yep.
It was great seeing Heath. It's always going to be good seeing Heath because I feel like he should have been nearer to the top of the card than he was for a long time. So it was great seeing him.
I loved his reunion with Rhino. I loved it.
Yes.
And I hope they're back to being a tag team immediately.
I'm absolutely with that. The person who should have won this match, I don't care what anyone says, I don't care what's going on, I know I've missed a few episodes, was the number 20 participant. That would be fucking Matt Cardona. The returning Matt Cardona was supposed to win this shit. I popped so hard when I saw him. I'm like, oh fuck, he's last, he's gonna win, this is it. And then he didn't win, which pissed me off. To the point where I had to pick somebody who I don't know as well, but I kind of have a liking for now after tonight, which is Macklin. I've seen maybe a few matches, and then when I saw it was just him and Bully Ray, I was going for Macklin like I was a fan his entire run. But yeah, I'm with you. The ending sucked for me because I don't know why the hell Bully Ray is doing anything. If he goes for the X Division Championship, then I'll be fine. Other than that, I
disagree. Speedball's been doing too much with that title for me to want to see it on Bully Ray and Kazari. No. I'm good.
Maybe the Brian Myers title.
Okay.
I just want him away. I want him away from the main title.
I completely agree. I agree. I wish Cardona won this match. I think Cardona versus Josh Alexander is money. I think Cardona, as Impact champion, would only do good things for Impact because of how hard a worker Cardona is, and he would bring that title everywhere with him. So time will tell if we get there. I think this Bully Ray feud is just going to be filler for the eventual champion, which we will talk about later. But moving on to another world title match.
Quick question before you move on.
Please.
Has there ever been an instance with this Call Your Shot where the winner can lose the trophy, perhaps by fighting someone else or putting it on the line, like Money in the Bank?
That is a great question. I don't know that it's ever happened, but theoretically it could happen. Okay. But it's one of those, like last year, Moose won it, and Moose cashed it in the same night on Josh Alexander.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that you don't want to hold on to this thing for long.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know if there's ever been the opportunity for it to happen. But that's a great question. If you know in the Impact or in the Gym Pack Zone, guys, please leave it in the comments. Let us know if that's ever happened before. Moving on now, we do have the Knockouts World Championship match between the champion Jordynne Grace and her challenger Masha Slamovitch. Chad, goddamn, this
match of the night.
I don't know if I'll say it. It's up there for sure. If it's not the Motor City Machine Guns and OGK, this was incredible. This was hard hitting. Women were slapping meat, Chad. They were slapping meat. And this was as hard hitting a match as anything you were going to see on the card tonight or in any wrestling you're going to watch this week. These two women absolutely killed it, just destroying each other's bodies, doing some high flying stuff, doing some top rope moves, doing just some power, damn, I feel frail moves. This was a great match, which saw the champion Jordynne Grace defeat Masha Slamovitch, giving Masha her first loss in Impact. There were just so many memorable moments. Slamovitch folded Grace up with a package pile driver on the ring apron, the hardest part of the ring, in case you guys didn't know. They had an excellent shop battle, which was just scary, and the superplex like jackhammer move that Grace hit.
I had that written down. Yep.
Oh my god, that was so
beautiful.
Good. That was so good. I gushed. Please tell me, what did you think of it? Tell me everything.
For me, this was the match of the night. I loved the Motor City Machine Guns match. I loved the main event. I loved a lot of this whole pay-per-view, but this match to me, I don't know. I've been watching Masha for the last like month and a half, so I've seen that she is on top of the top.
Absolutely.
I'm very aware who the hell Jordynne Grace is, so I knew what this was going to be, and this was like, oh man, I just like, they were two titans. This was very Kane versus Undertaker-esque, maybe even like the immovable object versus the force, the irresistible force. Like, it was that match, and there were so many times where I thought Masha was going to win, but I was glad that she didn't, because it. Let's look at the notes. I'm with you. That fucking superplex into the jackhammer by Jordynne was phenomenal. Chef's kiss, beautiful, executed wonderfully. The Jordynne Grace has a wicked spine buster.
Absolutely.
Triple H would be fucking jealous. You hear me? Hunter couldn't do that shit if he wanted to. The Canadian Destroyer by Masha was amazing. And I had a few more, but just to top it off, that fucking top rope Grace driver did it for me. Chef's kiss. This match was brilliant. It was amazing. This is what I want to see when women are knockouts, as they're called. This is what I want to see when the title is on the line. Beautiful.
Absolutely. And I thought it delivered great character moments where you see Jordynne Grace herself. Her confidence is so shaken when she can't beat her. The crowd chanting at her, "You can't beat her." I thought that was incredible storytelling. The crowd really fed into it, gave them a great match. And I think this really built up Jordynne Grace. I think this is probably one of the best matches of her career, at least in Impact. And oh God, I would love to see a rematch down the road. Slamovitch has such a high ceiling.
Yeah,
Grace
absolutely.
just proving her ceiling is undeniably high. Very proud of these two women. They represented the Knockouts division beautifully. And who knows what's next for both of them. I'm going to say Killer Kelly, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah.
Definitely like her.
We'll get to her eventually. But moving on to the main event, we have Impact World Champion Josh Alexander defending against Honor No More's Eddie Edwards. You know, there was a little bit of drama tonight. Eddie Edwards is dealing with his wife not being too happy with him, the kids not being too happy with him. And Josh Alexander is no stranger to having his wife be in the front row, be horrified at what happens to her husband after he wins a world title at Bound for Glory. This was a nice, hard-hitting match. I feel like it never quite hit the next gear. Mm-hmm. Like it was good, but it felt like we were just constantly building to that higher spot that we didn't quite get to. But we had a lot of big moves, big matches, great imagery. We had interference from Honor No More, who just continues to prove that Josh Alexander is a beast, or at the very least, they're weak as shit, because no matter what they do to him, he will not go down. There was a scary spot where Eddie Edwards hit a diehard driver onto the exposed floor on the outside. That was gnarly, Chad. The match ends with a spinning right hand followed by a C4 spike by Josh Alexander, retaining the Impact World Championship against Eddie Edwards. Chad, what did you think of it? Was this a good match? Where does it rank for you in the night? Did the right man win, or did you want Eddie Edwards to become the new champion?
Okay, so the right man absolutely won. I am Team Josh.
Absolutely.
I am Josh Alexander to the death. I love Moose, so I wasn't mad when Moose took it, but Josh is the person you want to keep the belt on. I love Eddie Edwards. I think we all do, but I think he was kind of, as you would say, he was a bit monotone tonight. Again, I felt like he was punching to get to a certain spot, and it didn't get there for me.
I agree.
Alexander shined a little bit more, but he also wasn't like exceptionally great. He was just kind of pivoting, but it was hard hitting. It was a great match. The leaking nose. All
right. See, as unfortunate as that type of injury is, or as unfortunate as that must be for any competitor, it's great imagery.
It
made him look so badass.
Yo, it was so great. I was like, this is a fucking championship match. It's not a championship match unless I see blood. So that was good on them. I think the Boston Knee Party is a cool move and a cool name. I didn't know he called it that.
It's a good one.
It works for me. I like it. I'm a sucker for puns. I like that Josh Alexander is the walking weapon. I wasn't aware of that until tonight. I'm fond of that.
I mean, he showed why tonight, I think.
Absolutely. He's a fucking maniac, this guy. Like I said, from the leaking nose on, I kind of knew he would win, and I was just hoping Bully Ray wouldn't, cash in tonight. But fuck, I like this guy.
Absolutely.
I really like this guy. I'm excited to see where he goes from here. Like, keep defending, please.
It always hurts me to say it because I want to say, oh man, Josh Alexander or any great talent in Impact, oh man, they would kill it in here. They would kill it at this company. And it's like, why can't Impact just have all these good guys too? Why can't people appreciate them in Impact? But I'm guilty of it. I think Josh Alexander is an incredible talent. I think Impact having him, it's doing wonders for them to have a credible champion like Josh Alexander. And I am happy to see this reign continue for at least a little bit longer, but it's been a hell of a ride for the champ. Congratulations to him. But we got to talk about what happened after the match, like you alluded to.
Yep.
Bully Ray. We had Honor No More say, you know what? I don't care that he won. We're going to still kick his ass. They brought a table out. They were beating him down when all of a sudden Bully Ray's music hits. He's got the trophy in his hands, and he hands it to the referee as Honor No More moves to the side to let Bully do his thing. They have a nice back and forth between the two, a nice verbal confrontation between the two. I was hoping I was going to be proven right, and I was. Bully did not cash in. He, in fact, helped Josh Alexander fend off Honor No More. It was a nice little swerve. It was something that I don't think we needed 2 years in a row of Josh Alexander getting screwed out of his moment. Okay. Even so, still now, he didn't really quite get to celebrate that moment. But it was a nice spot. After they clear house, they have a nice stare down between the two with the championship in the background, and Bully letting him know he's coming for that championship. After the show ended, Fight kept the camera going. They both team up and throw Mike Bennett through a table. It was a nice way to send the crowd home happy. Are you excited for this feud? Are you excited for this match? Do you want it to be done quickly? Do you want it? Are you high? And do you want Bully Ray to actually beat Josh Alexander? What do you think, Chad?
Okay, so as I just said, I love Josh. I need him to keep it until someone, I don't want to say credible because I think Bully Ray is obviously credible, but until somebody I deem credible can take it away from him. With that being said, I do not want Bully Ray. I almost don't want the feud unless Bully Ray loses. So
absolutely,
I'm fine. I'm fine with the feud if Bully Ray loses. I think the aftermath of tonight kind of shows that maybe he won't cash in and be opportunistic. I'm hoping it'll be like a one-on-one. He'll give him a little notice. He'll be ready so that Josh Alexander can beat his ass. But I do also understand the aspect of a legend returning. If
two-time former Impact World Champion.
I get it. It makes sense for a legend to return and try to give the rookie a run for his money, so the feud can be interesting as long as Bully Ray loses.
Very fair. Very fair. All joking aside, Bully Ray has a good mind for the business for the most part. He clearly draws big reactions anytime he shows up, whether it's positive or negative. So he's always going to get people talking. As long as this is a quick filler feud and Josh Alexander retains, I am all for this. And truth be told, I think Bully works better as a heel regardless. Maybe he should have at least put him through the table, even if he didn't plan on cashing in. But
yeah, that makes sense.
Good way to end the night. Good way to build towards what's next as we close this chapter of the year for Impact Wrestling. Chad, 1 out of 5. How would you rank the night?
Oh, I'm definitely giving this a 4.
I love it.
Definitely giving this a 4. The only reason I'm not giving it a 5 is because of Bully Ray. But other than that, it's just me, guys. I'm sorry. I know some of you will be high on Bully Ray and you love him and Dudley Boys Forever, 3D, get the tables. I get it. But for me, he's kind of just not that exciting.
I think, like I said, I think he's a good talent, but in 2022, I do not need Bully Ray going for a world title.
Agreed. But with my rating, I would like to say, I hate to compare and contrast Impact to other companies, but I mean, it's bound to happen because I'm a wrestling fan.
There you go.
Hot take. I wish that every pay-per-view all across the boards was structured this way, because I think the sequencing, it was just enough matches. It wasn't too many. The match times were great. Like the filler matches were fine. The vignettes in between. I just wish everything was structured this way. 6, 7 matches, good matches, hard-hitting matches, championship matches, importance, storylines, storytelling. I just wish everybody did this. And I know it's hard for certain other companies because they have 1,000 more people than Impact, but this is what a pay-per-view fucking looks like.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. Impact Wrestling has often been put down for saying that, it's cheap in quality, or it's cheap in production, or it's, it just can't compete with the bigger companies. I don't know why I put bigger. They are bigger companies. But the reality is, I think Impact has definitely figured out its identity. I think Impact is doing a lot right in terms of production, in terms of storytelling, in terms of its talent roster, in terms of so much. People think I was joking about this last night. Impact did something that I thoroughly love, Chad, and it's such a small detail, and I'm going to bring it up again now. We've all been there when we watch Raw or WWE or AEW, where the champion or the challenger is watching the TV as they're watching their opponent have a match, right? You know, they do that weird like neck crank where they watch the TV as it's like friggin' next to them, right?
Yeah.
Impact literally had the camera underneath behind the TV, and we're seeing them looking at the TV like normal people. That's brilliant. That's fucking brilliant. How has nobody else done that before? I went on a rant about it last night. I'm not going to rant tonight. But my point is, Impact gets so much right, but they often get criticized for what they're doing wrong. Granted, the bully Ray of tonight is definitely going to be the thing we talk about most, unfortunately. But there was so much good on the card. I hope Impact continues to build on the momentum that it's been building slowly but surely over the last couple of years. I hope more people understand that this is a good alternative to enjoy wrestling. Chad, any final thoughts before we call it?
The only final thought I really have, you're going to either laugh or berate me. This is the first time I've noticed that Aiden English is here.
Yeah, Matt Raywalt. He's been a good commentator. He's been a good bounce for Tom Hannafin.
He's good. I was like, holy shit, is Aiden English who's been calling this the whole time.
Absolutely.
And I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad at all.
He's got a good character. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's saying. He partners up well with Tom. I can't say they're my favorite commentating booth, but you know what? They're not my least favorite. They're doing something right. And I think you could say that about Impact across the board. They're doing something right.
Agreed.
All right. Well, ladies, gentlemen, ladies, and gentlethems, thank you so much for joining us in the Gym Pack Zone. I was once again joined by my man, Chad Big Bad Johnson. I'm your guy, James Gisanti. Thank you for joining us for Bound for Glory. Watch Impact.